Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News2. I'm Sandra Guman Singh, topping our newscast. Some good news for the Department of Planning and Natural Resources to the tune of millions of dollars. Recently, Government House announced that the local agency received reimbursements from the federal government after showing that it's making progress in its operations as well as in its reporting standards. News2's April Knight has that story.
After being threatened with a cut in federal funding, the Department of Planning and Natural Resources has gotten some $4.7 million back from the Environmental Protection Agency. The amount, according to Government House, covers fiscal years prior to FY 2015. According to EPA Regional Director Judith Enck, she and her team were impressed by the work done by Commissioner Don Henry, especially the department's new reporting standards. According to Government House, the funds had been the subject of a federal audit report in which the federal inspector general recommended that the EPA end its programs with and cut its funding to the Department of Planning and Natural Resources. Many of the funds that had been the subject of that report were held back from the local government dating back to fiscal year 2011. In a smaller yet significant funding award, the EPA has also awarded a nearly $30,000 Environmental Justice Small Grant to the Coral Bay Community Council on St. John. The grant money will be used to increase community awareness about health risks and environmental hazards posed by the illegal dumping of solid waste into drainage ditches. According to Governor Mapp, his administration is eyeing millions more in federal dollars that remain available to Virgin Islanders for programs involving health, education, protection of the environment, and infrastructure. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Commissioner Henry thanks the Department of Finance, the Office of Management and Budget, and the Environmental Protection Agency for assisting planning and natural resources in getting the reimbursement funds. As part of the celebration of Fire Prevention Week, the VI Fire Department held its annual Fire Jamboree on St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St. John last week, and hundreds of school children gathered on St. Croix and were treated to their very own hard hats, demonstrations on fire safety, and even a bouncy house. Virgin Islands Fire Services Director Designee Clifford Joseph Sr. said the jamborees are designated and designed to educate students on fire prevention and safety to ensure that these events are successful. One of the things that the students learned about was the VIPD's K9 unit.
Bombs. He looks for bombs. That's what he does. All right? Drugs. We have 7 dogs in all in a unit. Okay? And also Nero is a patrol dog. Okay? A patrol dog looks for bad guys. So if somebody come in your house and they thief your Xbox, he could track them and find where the Xbox is at, or where, if they hide it, he could find the Xbox.
Meanwhile, volunteers from the American Red Cross of the Virgin Islands, alongside with their partners, conducted 2 simultaneous home fire preparedness events that took place in Estate Prophet in St. Croix and in Sugar Estate, St. Thomas on Saturday. The Red Cross has officially installed over 600 smoke alarms and delivered preparedness education to families in different communities of the USVI. These community events are part of their nationwide home fire preparedness campaign, where the organization seeks to reduce deaths and injuries from home fires by as much as 25% over a 5-year period. Among the collaborators who participated in the events are VI Fire Services, junior firefighters, Department of Human Services, among many others. The 2015 fire theme is Hear the Beep, Where You Sleep. Every bedroom needs a working smoke alarm. According to National Fire Protection statistics, half of all U.S. home fire deaths occur at night between the hours of 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. when people are most likely to be sleeping. Having a working smoke alarm in the home cuts the risk of dying in a fire in half. Did you know that if a fire starts in your home, you may have just 2 minutes to escape? Well, the most effective way to protect yourself and your home from fire is to identify and remove fire hazards. And here are just a few tips for the home. If a fire occurs in your home, get out, stay out, and call for help. You can install smoke alarms on every level of your home, inside bedrooms and outside sleeping areas. Test smoke alarms once a month. If they're not working, change the batteries. Talk with all household members about a fire escape plan and practice the plan twice a year. Vitima is holding its annual All Hazards Expo, and this year they're making it even bigger. Vitima's director Mona Barnes tells us more about what residents can expect on October 23rd and 24th when government agencies band together to help Virgin Islanders prepare for any disaster or emergency.
The 23rd, we're going to be in St. John from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We'll have a DJ, we'll have music, we have a lot of handouts, have a lot of government agencies that we will be participating as well. Then on Saturday, October 24th, in the morning, we will be in St. Croix. We're going to start with a motorcade. Virgin Islands Department of Planning and Natural Resources is going to be there with their boat, and they're going to show us how to do a water rescue. And then from 1 to 3, they're going to allow persons to just take a slight tour of the Christiansted Harbor. We have the VIPD that's going to be there with the canine dogs, and they're going to do a demonstration. We have fire service in conjunction with EMS. They're going to show us how they do like a roof rescue.
The VI Water and Power Authority has scheduled a road closure of General Gata beginning today and lasting until November. Traffic will be rerouted as work on the road from the USO building to the traffic light nearby the St. Peter and Paul School is underway. Water crews are replacing a deteriorated 10-inch water main. Governor Kenneth Mapp signed the contract today for the Department of Public Works with Virgin Islands Paving, Inc. for road work to the Midland Road. Now, this project will vastly improve, he says, the life of Virgin Islanders on the island of St. Croix traveling in the Glynn and Midland Road area. The Midland Road project is budgeted for $4,800,000 and is contracted to be complete within 330 days. The contract provides for road repairs and repaving to Route 709 from Estate Barren Spot to Glynn and Route 72 from Cobble to Holy Cross Church on Midland Road, St. Croix. The Midland Road project is being funded through the U.S. Department of Transportation Federal Highway Administration grant, as evidenced by the federal aid project modification. The Virgin Islands Port Authority invites the following off-airport ground transportation providers to meet with VIPA officials to discuss new fees and policies to be implemented at the Henry E. Rolson Airport on St. Croix. All off-airport car rental services, that's on October 15th at the Henry E. Rolson Airport Terminal Conference Room at 5:30 p.m. And then all off-airport independent taxi services, that's on October 22nd at the Henry E. Rolson Airport Terminal Conference Room, again at 5:30. Also, Virgin Islands Port Authority Executive Director Carlton Dow announced that the authority is seeking requests for proposals from qualified companies to provide public taxi service at the Ann Abramson Marine Facility on St. Croix. Requests for proposal packages may be obtained free of charge under the business section of the authority's website, and packages may also be obtained at the VIPA Purchasing Department. Sealed proposals are due by November 5th at 3 p.m. Well, just a quick note, as the Halloween season nears the last week of this month, this time of year is historically plagued with pranks, and that is why the Department of Education is reminding students and the community from now that throwing food or other items at or from school buses is strictly prohibited. The unacceptable practice of throwing eggs or other items at or from school buses has begun in some small pockets, and this behavior could jeopardize the safety of both students riding the school buses and the bus drivers. The Education Department is asking for the support of parents. School bus service will be suspended to any area if the safety of students, bus drivers, or school buses is threatened. Well, yesterday we reported on Virgin Islands Puerto Rico Friendship celebrations on St. Thomas led by the VI Senate. However, a series of major celebrations were also held on St. Croix over the weekend, and we have some of the sights and sounds. News 2's April Knight has that story.
There is no other island where VI Puerto Rico Friendship Day is a bigger deal than on St. Croix. Over the weekend, Crucians took to the streets to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, with a special focus on the ties between the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Friday night, the village was opened by Puerto Rican dignitaries, the VIPR Friendship Queen, as well as Governor Kenneth Mapp.
As the governor and the queen cut that ribbon. It's open! The village is open!
And then Puerto Rican entertainment kept the crowd on their toes throughout the night. At 1 p.m. on Sunday, the Grand Parade flowed from Basin Triangle to D.C. Canegata Ballpark. Various royalty waved to the crowd, and troops from schools and the community joined in the revelry. And then it was all about family fun. Starting 3 p.m. on Sunday, families gathered to enjoy the food, the company, and, of course, the music. Traditional dances were also featured highly in the program. Celebrations wrapped up later that evening, but it was a VIPR Friendship Day that attendees were unlikely to forget. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
A great time had by all, and in the spirit of responsible revelry, a village cleanup and beach party were also held Monday, October 12th. We'll turn our attention overseas. Many will be tuning in as the first Democratic primary debate happens tonight at the Wynn Las Vegas. Diane Gallagher reports.
The stage is set. Now it's time for the Democrats to square off in Sin City. Hillary Clinton, leading in the polls, is front and center tonight. Bernie Sanders, clipping at her heels, says policy is fair game, but he intends to steer clear of the personal attacks.
Let's treat each other civilly. Let's treat each other respectfully, and let's not try to demonize people who may have disagreements with us.
But Lincoln Chafee, Jim Webb, and Martin O'Malley, all polling at an average of less than 1% nationally, have to make a name for themselves, and that makes them unpredictable.
These debates are make and break moments for every campaign. Lots of people are going to be viewing this, given how few of them there will be this year.
They'll be battling more than just the candidates on stage with them tonight, though. Clinton certainly is. The former secretary stopped by a union rally outside Donald Trump's hotel on the Strip.
Some people think Mr. Trump is entertaining, but I don't think it's entertaining when somebody insults immigrants, insults women.
Trump, who leads the Republicans in polls, says he will live tweet the debate tonight. Clinton playfully replying to that tweet, "Glad you'll be watching. It's going to be huge." And even though CNN probably won't have to drag out its sixth podium standing by for Joe Biden, people watching the debate will see the vice president.
You never quit on America.
The group Draft Biden just released a new ad Thursday urging him to run. In Washington, Diane Gallagher reporting.
And keeping our eye on the economy, here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our Stock Market Watch. Everything down there. The Dow 49, NASDAQ down 42, S&P 500 also down at 13. Coming up on News 2, more on the timeless red carpet premiere and a little behind the scenes about the local film starring many familiar faces as promised. Plus, why Ira Smith is being awarded for being the biggest loser during a competition with as many as 30 competitors. Coming up. Welcome back. Well, congratulations to Ira Smith. He is one of two males who lowered his blood sugar the most during a 3-month competition to assist diabetics with reducing high blood sugar levels. And it's similar to the Biggest Loser competition. Now, many physicians who are behind this competition at the St. Thomas East End Medical Center are hoping this competition will reduce the prevalence of diabetes in the territory. The winner was celebrated during an award ceremony at the health center on Saturday. In July 30th, 30 patients who struggled to maintain healthy glucose levels volunteered to participate in a diet and exercise competition. Participants engaged in 3-month courses in nutrition, diet, and exercise. And at the ceremony, a $150 purse was awarded to Smith. The challenge is on again in January 2016. Call the East End Medical Center for more information if you would like to sign up. As part of efforts to promote the October 1st to 31st Breast Cancer Awareness Month, today marked the October 13th National No Bra Day. The National No Bra Day, it's an annual holiday reportedly created in 2011 by breast cancer advocates to commemorate the October Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It serves as a reminder for all women to be screened for breast cancer. For survivors and advocates of breast cancer, it's a day meant to promote breast cancer awareness and help raise money for research. The theme this year for 2015 World Cancer Day is Not Beyond Us. We will have more on breast cancer awareness. Well, the Girl Scouts are very much alive at Antilles School. They're sharing the good news that they're bringing back the tradition of an active Girl Scout troop on St. Thomas. This week, organizing parents Wendy Stiles, Leslie Benware, and Kirsten Brunn pulled upwards of 50 girls together for their first meeting and official induction ceremony. According to the parents, the goal of the program is to help girls discover, connect, and take action on a local as well as a global stage. They say they hope the girls will make new friends and learn to care about issues that affect St. Thomas and the world, all while having fun and developing leadership skills. Well, as we reported, Timeless is a local film, and we have some highlights. Last night we gave you a sneak peek, and here's more on the Timeless film.
Wait. The two are you a sister?
The film was a smash. Audience goers raved about performances and production quality after the film.
I'm just amazed at what has come about. This is crazy. It's amazing.
I didn't know I had it in me, but it was definitely an amazing experience.
The acting was outstanding. The soundtrack was awesome. I'm looking for the soundtrack now.
It touched on a lot of things that happened here in the Virgin Islands.
So who turned in the standout performance?
I would have to say Miss Kamisha Counts. I love the villain, and she was awesome.
Kamisha Counts. I loved her character. It seemed very authentic.
Maggie, Bianca, and Alexandra, and then of course Kamisha. I mean, playing the villain coming out, and she just took her role and ran, and it was really good and exciting to see her portray and bring the character to life because she did an awesome job.
I'm proud of all of the cast. Some people have had a little bit more experience than others, but for the most part, a lot of them had absolutely no experience at all.
I enjoyed that. You know, I'd like to enjoy it a couple more times too.
We're working on St. Croix right now, and the place we're hoping to be able to take it is to the complex over there. This week we will fine-tune a lot of the processes that need to happen, finding the money, of course, to pay to get people over and that type of thing. But we are definitely working on St. Croix. We're going to pick a date, and we're going to be in St. Croix very soon.
Monica Jonigan, News 2.
And the film's title couldn't be more perfect. Timeless, a Virgin Islands love story. It's just that and much more. It includes murder, intrigue, and diversity, and just some of the themes touched in Ed Laborde's Labor of Love. It was a great turnout and wonderful and talented actors. Great job. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.